Hey, welcome. Today we're talking all about creating a winning game plan for 2021. I'm Rachel and Ngom. That's TJ.
What up?
Really?
What up?
And this is Gabrielle. And we're just chilling in the closet because this is. You're going to go hide? You go hide. All right, so let's talk creating a winning game plan for 2021. 2020 has been kind of a crazy year. Yes? Yeah, you can go ahead. It has been a wild and crazy year. And hi, I want you to think at the end of 2021, where do you want to be? And how do you want to feel? Shiloh! Hi, beautiful. Oh, I wish you were here with me. We'd have so much fun doing this together. So, where do you want to be at the end of 2021? 12 months is a really long time. And hey, Brandy, your life can change like this. Hey, Siobhan. It's like the moment you make a decision, your life can change. And so I want you to think a year is a really long time. How can we chunk this down even more? And so one of the best books that I've read is The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. And he helps you figure out what's that big goal, that big vision that you have. And then how can you chunk it down? And so we're looking at, all right, a year from now, this is where I want to be. And then break it down even further to, all right, the first quarter of 2021, this is where I want to be. Siobhan, I love how you can run your business and be a mom at the same time. You can do both. You can create a both and. It doesn't have to be either or. And that's really important. That we're going to talk about work-life balance, kind of, but you can definitely have, hey, Patek, hey, Danny, you can have a crazy and wild and successful business and be a great mom at the same time. You don't have to choose. And that's been just a really huge revelation that I've had over the past decade in entrepreneurship when I was hustle, 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 to now it's more have fun, it'll flow. I still work hard, but I have a lot of fun too. And so I want you to think end of 2021, hey Julie, where do you want to be? What's that like big goal that we're going towards? And it could be an income goal. It could be a feeling goal. It could be a paying off debt goal. It could, like, I don't know what that's going to look like for you, but I want you to be really specific and clear of, I'll know I was successful in 2021 when this happens. Good to see you too, Amy. Thank you so much. I know I'll be successful in 2021 when this happens. So, what's that thing for you? What's that thing? Where do you want to be at the end of the year? And I hope you don't mind the bouncing because she just needs to take a nap. So, we're going to do our best. And do you see her? She's like, I want to see what's happening. I know. I know. Okay. So, where do you want to be? And I want you to think about the different aspects of your life. So, health and fitness wise, where do you want to be? In your business, where do you want to be? In your relationships with your friends, relationships with your family, with your partner, with your giving and your generosity. And so, I want you to look at all these different areas of your life and think, all right, I want this area of my life to look like this. And I want this to look like, so you got to be really specific and really clear. Is it, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to pay off $10,000 of debt? I don't know what that looks like, but I want you to get specific and crystal clear because I've learned from experience, you can have the great six-figure business, but your health is suffering, your relationships are suffering, right? I worked so hard in my business to reach a certain level that I got adrenal fatigue, leaky gut, was getting strep throat or the flu every single month, and was laying on the couch instead of playing with my son. And so I want you to think, all right, these different areas of my life, success will look like this. And so success for me looks like I get to wake up early and me and Gabrielle do a workout together before the day actually like really starts. Before I sit down and do work, I've already got a workout under my belt and that just gives me high energy. Right? And so, what are these different areas of your life looking? And yeah, we can kind of brainstorm together here while we're here. But I also want you just to take some time to reflect and think, all right, like that's what the end of the year is kind of for, is that reflection time. Shiloh says, moving to Portugal, growing my business to empower 14 people to fulfill their social impact vision. I love that. So, I think we can definitely do more than 14, Shiloh. Knowing you, I just want you to get in your head and think, how can I play even bigger? Right? How can I play even bigger? Shauna says pay off debt. Danny says I want to be confident and where I stand and have clear goals. I want to have helped at least one person to evolve. Danny, I want you to think even bigger. So maybe, month one, it's one person. I want to help at least one person, right? Yeah. Brianna, you've been there too. Danny says, I want to walk again. I will walk again. Thanks, Danny. Awesome. I will walk again. What's that declaration? By when? That declaration is by when. We got to get so specific and clear on what it is that we want to create. Specific and clear. I want a business that generates at least $250,000 by December 31st, 2021. So how can you get even more specific? 2021, buying a car in cash. Amazing. What car? So I want you to get really clear and specific on what does that car look like, because you could buy an $800 junker and pay for it in cash, or it could be like a $10,000 Hyundai, right? So it just depends. I want you to think about how can you get even clearer with that vision. Siobhan, I want to purchase a home for my kids by June 1st, 2021. I've impacted at least 1,000 marriages and choosing to repair their marriage through my online course. And you're in Activate, so you're going to make that happen. That's so exciting. Yes. Amy, 60 clinicians trained via my class, 30 people through my pain coaching program. Amazing. So one of the things with language when we're setting these declarations, at least. So like 60 clinicians or more. You don't want to limit yourself to just 60. So I'm going to help transform at least 30 people with my pain coaching program. So get really, really specific. So when we look at our health, our faith, our relationships, our business, our giving, and I really want you to prioritize giving, because it's when you get out of your own head, out of your own way, and you make that a huge priority, I swear abundance is all around you, and you start to get that in, like, you start to believe it, you start to feel it, and you start to see the impact that you can create. And so where will you be giving? Where will you be with your generosity? How are you going to impact the world? And start beyond scarcity. Your business does not have to be making six figures for you to go out and change someone's life, for you to give generously. So what does that look like specifically? What does that look like specifically? Are you going to feed hungry families? Are you going to take your family and you're going to volunteer? I don't know. I want you to think what's near and dear to your heart, and what will that look like? So we have these areas of our lives that we know we want to improve upon. I want you to think, how do you want to feel in 2021? What's your way of being? How do you commit to showing up as? So if you've had, maybe 2020, it was, I've been feeling a lot of anxiety or a lot of stress. Let me know if that's you. If like 2020 has just brought on anxiety and stress, I want you to think in 2021, how can I intentionally create joy? How can I intentionally create purpose or passion or connection? And what'll that look like? And so it's a huge part of this is intentionality. And if you haven't yet read the book Intentional Living by John Maxwell, go get that book and get it now. Get it now. Intentional Living by John Maxwell. I think I'm going to read it again, actually. I've probably read it at least 2 or 3 times. So how do you commit to showing up as? What are your ways of being, and how do you want to feel? I want to feel joyful. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel relaxed. I want you to think, what is that going to look like? And then what's it going to require of you? So when you think of, maybe it's having the 6-figure business or paying off the debt or taking your family on an all expenses paid trip or whatever that looks like, what's it going to require of you? And so how do you get to show up as? What are the investments that you get to make into yourself to make that happen? Maybe it's you get to find a mentor this year in 2021. You're like, I need help. I need support. I know I cannot do this by myself. And so in order for me to get to that next level of success, in order for me to get to that vision, I know I need a roadmap and I need a mentor. I need to have that roadmap to follow. Okay? So think about what these goals, these declarations that you're setting, what is it going to require of you? Maybe it's going to require for you to wake up early. And so maybe you get to set your alarm at 5. I don't know. You tell me, what is it going to require of you to get that extra time in, or how are you going to show up? Maybe it's you need to work on your public speaking skills. If so, we got Shiloh on. She's your girl if you want to learn public speaking. And so I want you to think, what's it going to require of you? And then just make a whole brain dump. Maybe it's going to require you to work on your leadership and how you're showing up, right? How you're helping your team and supporting your team to show up. So, what does that look like? Ooh, I love, love, love the comments. Tina, I make meals for a disabled friend. Amazing. Siobhan, I'll purchase a 6-bedroom home by June 2021 to be specific in East Orange, New Jersey with all new appliances. Yes, I love them with all new appliances. I love that specificity. Danny, I will walk by February. I'll move to Florida without asking for permission. Maybe even coach by next December. I would love to foster senior pitties again, but my house is too small at the moment. So what can you do? Instead of fostering at the moment, maybe you could take them for, you're going to be able to walk. So maybe you can go and take them for walks. Maybe you can go and volunteer. Maybe you can connect people with fostering, right? How can you just be creative and supporting your vision? Siobhan, I will show up connected, courageous, and confident because I was anxiety ridden most of 2020. I love that. I love that. Yes, Danny, I'm sure you could get it on Audible. Danny, I will want to wake up every morning energized and stand in my own power, but I don't know how to do that. It just starts with taking a step and believing in yourself. Like that was one of the things we did at our last Activate retreat was have our students create an actual power pose and practice it and showing you how you can step in and out of it easily and how you can go and like step into that confidence, step into that power. Really, really, really important. Okay, so what's it going to require of you? What skills do you need to master? What are some of the things that you know you get to work on? The skills that you need to master. Maybe it's running webinars, public speaking. Maybe it's sales conversations, enrollment conversations. What is that going to look like for you? What are the skills that you need to master? Where do you need to step it up? Where are the areas in your life where you're thinking, ooh, I have been slacking, and this is an area that I really get to step it up? So maybe it's you haven't been working out and you feel it, like you're low energy or your back hurts or whatever that is. And you know that for you to get to that next level in your life, in your business, you have to and you get to take care of your own health and wellness. And so what will that look like? Where do you need to step it up? Maybe it's you wake up, alarm goes off 5 a.m. You put like your workout clothes are right there next to your bed. You put them on and you go. Or maybe you sleep in your workout clothes and it's like no excuses. You just go and you get it done. Maybe you know you need to step it up in your content creation game. So you decide you're going to launch a podcast in 2021. You know that in order for you to attract your ideal client to you, you need to show up and add more value. So where do you need to step it up? Where do you need to ask for support? Where do you need to ask for support? You trust me, you don't need to be superwoman to build a business that is just so inspiring and that provides for your family and allows you to make that greater impact in the world. And so one of the things that I know I needed to work on this year was asking for support. With having a new baby, going through the pandemic, I thought to myself, all right, how can I do virtual school with my son, take care of a new baby, grow this business, support people, and take care of myself and my husband? Can I do it all? Well, no, I get to ask for support. So one of the things that we did was hire a tutor for my son. 3 days a week, 3 hours a week. That little bit of time is incredible. Oh my gosh, she gets more done in those 3 hours than I could do with him all week long. Oh, she's falling asleep. Ah. So hired a tutor. One of the big things for me was actually getting a babysitter. Can you believe we went more than 7 years without having a babysitter? That was me in my controlling energy and my husband of what does that look like? Can we trust someone else with our children? And so I have Genesis, who is incredible, now come and watch Gabrielle she was literally here for an hour so I could do a webinar when my husband was going through a leadership training. And so I got to ask for support. a little bit with the kids so I can show up and be at my best and 100%. So it doesn't look like I'm putting her in daycare right now, but it looks like, hey, I get to ask for a couple hours here and then to get a babysitter, right? So what does that look like for you? Where do you need to ask for support? Maybe it's with your spouse saying, hey, I'm committed to growing this business. And so I need you to watch the kids from 2 to 4, where this is like my zone of genius, right? This is when I'm the most productive. Can you help me with the kids? So, what does that look like? Tina, I want to get back in shape so I can ride my bike 50 miles in 2021. I used to ride and I miss being healthy. Okay. So, do you want to get back in shape? Or are you committed to getting back in shape? Are you committed? There's such a big difference. And so I want to coach you in your language a little bit. I commit to, I don't know, riding 50 miles, or I commit to losing 10 pounds. I don't know what that looks like. I commit to working out 5 days per week. What does that look like? Right? Okay, my one guy's 100 pounds. Wow. Shiloh's going to run a half marathon. That's incredible. That is incredible. I will be there cheering you on. Ooh, can you do it in Portugal? And then that gives me a reason to come to Portugal. Another one, obviously. Yes, podcasting is a great place to start with content creation. Shavonic controlling energy. That was me. Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been working on in the leadership program that I'm a part of. Is all right. Like this is I'm in my controlling energy a lot. How can I step out of that and ask for support? Danny says, I don't have my family for support. How can you get creative and ask outside of your family? So Genesis is our babysitter. She's not in our family, but I was committed. I need to find support. And so Shiloh's on. I asked Shiloh, who's my friend and we live in the same town, hey, who do you know that who watches your kids when you need support? Right? And so it wasn't necessarily in my family. When my family's not in town, I need help. I need help. The John Maxwell book is called Intentional Living. Intentional Living. So read that one, and then the next one you should read is the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Okay, so we have our big goal. We know what our big goal is going to be. And then I want you to think, how can I reverse engineer it and break it down? So if our big goal is making a six-figure income, brain dump. What are all the things that need to happen in order for you to have that six-figure income? And so maybe it's quarter 1. I'm going to hire a mentor. Maybe it's you join Activate. I'll see you there. Just rachelandgom.com/activate. You can apply and chat with us. Maybe it's you join Activate. Maybe it's you do a launch for your business. Maybe it's you're doing something actively to grow your email list to your first 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure what that looks like for you, but take that big goal that you have and then reverse engineer it and brain dump it and break it down into smaller, specific, and manageable goals. A lot of times you tell me if you've ever looked at that big goal and it's overwhelming and you're thinking, I have no idea how the heck I'm actually going to make this happen. I have no idea. And it's when you break it down into smaller steps. Siobhan said, yes, join Activate. I'm happy you've had a good experience so far, Siobhan. It's been fun having you. So when you break it down into smaller, easier, more manageable steps, you look at it and you're like, all right, it's only an hour of my time today. It's only an hour. And so it's so important you take that big, big, big thing and you just brain dump all the things, all the steps that you get to take to make that happen. Okay? So reverse engineer that goal and think about, all right, today I can take one step. I have 1 hour of time and I can devote that 1 hour to doing this one specific thing that's going to get me that much closer to this goal. Because if we don't do this, what happens is we end up wasting time. Like we sit down to work and it looks like I'm going to work on creating graphics for my blog or updating my blog for the millionth time, when in reality, those are not the things that's going to take you from where you are now to where you want to be. And so it's really important that you make that list and you get crystal clear, because time is so valuable. Your time is valuable. You know, when you're sitting down to work on your business, you want to make sure it's the income producing activities so that you have more time to spend with your family and you're not working 24/7, because you don't need to be working 24/7 to have a great and successful business. Okay? How can you go from nothing to something I've never blogged before? I made realistic paper flowers. Yeah, so just think, if you want to start blogging, what does that look like? First step, maybe you purchase a domain and then you buy the hosting and then you purchase a theme or whatever that looks like. I have a blog post on step by step how to set up a blog. And so I want you to just to think, what are the steps that I need to take to make that happen? Danny says, I want to be able to not blink when I want to buy something instead of asking if I can. How will that feel? How will that feel when you're able to go to the store and your kid's like, I want to buy this, and you don't have to think about it? You can just say, okay. Right? Someone comes to you and say, hey, I need $1,000 to fix our car so I can get to work. And you don't have to blink an eye. You say, I can help you with that. Like, I'm here to support you. Siobhan says, income producing activities. I like that. I will share this wisdom with my husband. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So when we are specifically planning out our calendar, what I would do is it's up to you. If you like having a big wall calendar or a physical calendar or Google Calendar, you figure out what that looks like for you. I don't care what the mechanism is, but I want you to get some form of a calendar, and then I want you to look at the 12 months of the year and then look at family time. Put your family on there first. Because what tends to happen for driven entrepreneurs is we put our business activities on there and then the family gets squeezed in to when we can make it happen and they're not a priority. And so look at, all right, we have a week here that we're going on vacation. We're going to be able to go on vacation in 2021 and it's going to be incredible. I'm already seeing myself. I'm visiting Shiloh because you'll be in Portugal. I'll be flying from Senegal to Portugal and sitting on the beach and having so much fun. So I'm putting it out there right now. 2021 is going to be the year of travel and we can go unrestrictedly to wherever we want to go. So put those family vacations, put those on there first. So look at, maybe it's every quarter you take a long weekend. I don't know. You decide what that's going to look like. In your perfect year, how much time, how many vacations, what is that going to look like for you guys? Okay. Yeah, Shiloh. Dude, we need to have like a visualization session and just see ourselves actually making that happen together because it's going to be incredible. Incredible. So your family goes on first, and then you look at what are your launches. So you're going to do maybe you're going to do a webinar and you're going to launch a specific program. Put your launches on there. Right? So those are like the big things. You want your family time on there, you want your launches on there, and then look at, all right, when am I, like, where my workouts are those going to go in the morning? Like, get detailed and get specific with those. And then look at, all right, content creation, my content game. All right, I'm going to make sure I'm blogging or podcasting or YouTube video, and we're going to put it there on Monday. Like every Monday, this day is dedicated to content day. Or maybe it's one day a month that you're committed to batching content and it's the first Monday of the month. This day is dedicated to my business to batch content for the entire month. You tell me what that's going to look like. Okay, so we got our family time, we got our launches, we got our content creation. What else needs to go on there? Maybe it's the books that you commit to reading, the growth that you intend. Like I intend to attend this conference because we're going to be able to attend conferences in 2021. I am speaking live. And we're going to be able to attend conferences because I miss that in-person connection. Danny says I need a workbook for this. Get a workbook. Get a workbook. Yes. Shiloh, start batching content. You guys check out the Practice Good podcast with Shiloh. It is incredible. And maybe so in 2021, I want you to think you have a personal assistant that's helping you with your calendar and scheduling, and you have all of your interviews for your podcast back to back to back on one day, and then it's done, and you don't have to think about it. And when you're on vacation with your family like you are right now, you don't have to be doing interviews. You're on vacation. Right? So what does that look like for you? How are you getting specific? Right? So for 2021, I want you to just stop, personal assistant, get one. Stop and close your eyes and just think, all right, 2021, this is the year that I get to create massive change in my life and my family's life and my business. This is the year I get to grow exponentially. This is the year I get to make an impact in other people's lives. This is the year that I get to have a 6-figure, 7-figure business as an entrepreneur. And I want you to actually just stop and visualize it and feel it and see it happening. Like experience all the different senses in your body. You see it, you feel it, you smell it. If you're on the beach, like you can smell the ocean air and it's so nice. You feel the breeze. You feel your kids coming up and giving you a big hug and saying, thank you for bringing us here. Like we're having the time of our life. And so I want you to think 2021. What do you want? What's it going to require of you? Where do you commit to going? And I want you to think bigger, bigger than you're thinking right now. If you set these tiny goals and you achieve it, what's the point? And the point of the goal isn't to achieve the goal, it's who you become in pursuit of that goal. So who do you commit to being? What are those goals for you? And what do you commit to creating in 2021? Whew. Questions before I let you go. We successfully put the baby to bed. So I'm all yours if you have any questions for the next couple of minutes. Yeah, she is out. Shiloh's podcast is called the Practice Good Podcast, by the way. Definitely check it out. Yes, Shiloh, we're going to schedule a visualization session. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Shoo. No, don't wake up. Don't wake up. Cool. Yes, the Practice Good Podcast. Awesome. That just felt so good, and tears just ran down my face, seeing my children run around our new home. Siobhan, it's happening. It is happening. I believe it. You have the tools, you have the resources. Like we are in this together and we are sprinting it together over the next year, and you're going to make it happen. Amazing. Well, I'm so grateful that you spent the last half an hour with me. I had so much fun being here with you. I'm going to get ready for our Activate call that starts in 30 minutes. We're going to have a lot of fun on there. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later.